2 days after Liverpool's 2-1 win at Tottenham, and I'm still with the same feeling. It's relief with frustration. And that's an uncomfortable place for supporters to be after a victory. Liverpool won the game, and that matters. But Tottenham finished the match with 9 men. And they still looked like they had a full squad, and Liverpool had players missing. And when that happens, the conversation changes. At that point, it's no longer about who wants it more. It's about control. It's about intelligence. And it's about making the game predictable. And Liverpool did not do that at all. Even with a two-man advantage, Spurs were, or at least a disadvantage, Spurs were still able to score and still carry the threat. And that tells you something about how the game was managed. Not about the effort. It's not about desire and control and all of that stuff. And when you zoom out and look at Liverpool's current situation, that lack of control becomes more concerning. Now, if you also just consider the absolute carnage on the field, and dare I say that Spurs played a little dirty, didn't they? Frimpong got a bloody mouth. Conor Bradley had to come off injured in the first half. And then there's Alexander Isak. He scored, he did his job, and, then had to come off injured. And Slot himself admitted post-match that when a player scores and he doesn't return and doesn't attempt to come back on, it's usually not a good sign. Now, Dominic Szoboszlai, our star player, he gets awarded a yellow and is now unavailable for the next match against Wolves due to a suspension. This is absolutely insane. Now, this is not forgetting, the players already injured. Joe Gomez remains unavailable with a muscle injury. Wataru Endo has been out since, I think, early December with an ankle issue. And Arne Slot has already said that his absence will last a couple of weeks. Now, Cody Gakpo is sidelined with a muscle problem, and Slot just confirmed that his return is not imminent. And to top all of this off, Mohamed Salah is away on AFCON duty, so we don't even have him at our disposal. So Liverpool leave Tottenham with the 3 points, of course, but potentially another attacking injury and a squad that is already stretched. It's just awful at the moment. And this is where the frustration really comes in around Federico Chiesa, and it becomes real and it becomes justified. It's not just emotional, it's not personal, it's bloody logical. This was a game, against 9 men potentially, a game that needed to be slowed down, a game that needed composure in tight spaces, and players who could take responsibility on the ball, draw fouls and make smart decisions and just kill momentum. That's what should have happened. And Chiesa was introduced so late, by then the rhythm of the game had already been set and Tottenham were entrenched, complete survival mode for Liverpool. And at this stage, influence is limited, not because of the quality, but because of the timing. There was no time he could influence the game. And this isn't about whether Chiesa should start every match or not. This is about whether Liverpool are using the right profiles at the right moments in the game, especially when the circumstances on the field changes so dramatically within a game. And Arne Slot had to do better in-game management, I believe. He had to do better. And, he had to make better changes. Football doesn't just test systems. It tests adaptability. And it doesn't seem like he's adapting well enough in certain moments. Against Tottenham, Liverpool reshuffled so poorly. Jeremy Frimpong was brought on and was used wide. And that's almost a clear statement to Chiesa saying, we don't want to use you. We'd much rather use a right back in a position that Chiesa should be occupying. And the game became scrappy and physical and disjointed. And Frimpong himself picked up a lacquer elbow over there and left the pitch bloody mouth. And this game was calling for calmness over chaos. And using your most informed midfield at right back is just disrespectful to the squad, to the directors of the club, to the players, and may I say it, to the fans as well. And that's the core of the frustration. It's not anger, it's more concern for me. If Chiesa doesn't become, a trusted option during this period when Salah is away, when Gakpo is injured and Isak's status is uncertain, And Liverpool is now needing more intelligence as much as it needs the energy. If that doesn't happen, then it becomes hard to argue that this is about fitness and adaptation. At this point, it starts to look like a trust issue, and it looks like Arne Slot doesn't trust Chiesa at all. And supporters like us, we can accept the rotation, we can accept the injuries, but what's harder to accept is when you're seeing the available solutions remain unused when the problem is clearly visible on the pitch. Liverpool's season won't be defined by this one win. It will be defined by how this stretch is managed, how the squad is protected, and how players are trusted, and how adaptable the team can be when the script changes. And Liverpool won at Tottenham. Yes, they did. They did. Yay. But winning and convincing are not the same thing. Right now, too many supporters feel like they're watching a team survive moments it should be controlling. And that is why this conversation around Arne Slot and Chiesa is not going away.